A genre that doesn't have many standalone titles, the use of sniper rifles and sniping can be found in most first-person shooters. Sniping games represent a complex, physics-based gaming mechanic which developers can have a field day recreating in-game. We tried to find games that really incorporated sniping in a big way, and we avoided including more than one title from a single franchise. Silent Scope is the forefather of sniping games. It was created in 1999 for arcades by Konami, and the player had to physically change his position when playing since the rifle was actually attached to the console. Time can be extended if the player kills certain enemies, and life can be refilled when the player spots an attractive woman or gets some bonus points. It was 1999, what did you expect? Anyway, the gameplay mechanics are really simple, and the final goal is to kill as many enemies as possible in order to save the American presidential family from kidnappers. Its story is modest, and the controls are very simplistic, but Silent Scope takes its rightful place in history as a game that paved the way for future sniping titles. Even though it's not purely a game about sniping, Arma 3 has hyper-realistic physics that deserve a place on our list. With bullets being affected by the smallest gust of wind, the player has to be very careful when fixing his target. Also, the heads-up display is very minimalist, so you have to be aware of your surroundings at all times. There are no flashy bars to indicate that something is wrong or how much the bullet drop is going to affect your shot. So if you feel like trying a fairly good sniping experience, Arma 3 is a video game that might quench your thirst for some realistic aiming and shooting. Again, not a pure sniper game by nature, however Far Cry 3 is a game where the player has to use strategy when going in for the kill. A fairly good idea is to stay cloaked in silence, look through the scope, and wait for the right moment to press that trigger. Or you can approach the opponent from behind and attack him melee style. But for the sniping enthusiast, Far Cry 3 sure has some sweet options. The game is so permissive with its open world approach that you can play it entirely as a hitman. There's no need for close quarter combat to eliminate your targets. From this point of view, we consider Far Cry 3 a good example of a sniping game. A standalone title that comes as a sub-game of Hitman Absolution, Hitman Sniper Challenge takes Agent 47 in yet another killing mission. The single weapon in the game is a bolt-action rifle with a silencer. The player has to stay on a balcony from where he targets a rooftop rave party. There he must find and kill the villain, Richard Strong Jr., and his crew of bouncers. The more targets you kill, the more points you gain and achievements you unlock. Even though this game doesn't have the deepest story, Hitman Sniper Challenge sure is a game where all you have to do is snipe. Oh, and get rid of the bodies, of course. The physical conditions in this game will have to be taken carefully into consideration by the player, as all the environmental aspects will influence the aiming and shooting of the sniper rifle. Bullets are affected by air drafts, the distance from the target affects the resulting shot, and the aiming process is as realistic as possible. Even though it was said to not have such a complex story and the multiplayer mode is not so well developed, Sniper Ghost Warrior 2 still remains the title played and preferred by the genre enthusiasts. Its action is fast-paced, and this keeps the player alert, contributing to the whole gameplay experience. Popular for its kill cam that shows gruesome images of bullets entering and exiting human bodies through flesh and bones, and testicles, Sniper Elite 3 concentrates on stealth and tactics. The player has to relocate several times as to not be spotted by enemies. It's one of the few games that takes this realistic aspect into account. Also, besides the bullet drop and the multiple difficulties available, the player has to steady his reticle by holding his breath right before he pulls the trigger. These realistic details enhance the authenticity of the gameplay and further immerse the sniper. The detailed damage effects shown every time you hit an object, be it human or not, act as a kind of guilty pleasure, but are also the hallmark of the entire game. So this was our list of the top 6 sniper games that will test your accuracy. If you feel we did a good job with this video and liked our selections, please press that like button as we do appreciate it and it does help us immensely. You can also post some other games in the comments we might have missed, and we do read pretty much everything. Now would also be a good time to encourage you to subscribe to our channel. We upload new videos all the time, so subscribing will keep you up to date with all of our latest stuff. You can check out fraghero.com for more gaming related articles. Until next time, thanks for watching and have a great day, guys. Yo, and keep smoking them with those headshots.